everyone. Well, as you know, I got my evaporator core back from Auto Air, and we're going to finish putting together the whole AC box today. And there's a few things I want to show you for the assembly process that if you've not done this before, or it's your first time reassembling one of these boxes, kind of like my first time, to be honest with you, there's a few tips that I've learned along the way, things you're going to want to know before you start your assembly. Why am I sharing this with you? Well, as always, I do things first, share it with you so you can learn from my mistakes. Yes, I've made some mistakes. I'll show you in a minute. Hold on. All right, everything's all set up here on the bench, ready to go. The first thing you're going to want to do is, obviously, get your evaporator all set to go, all nice and spiffy. Some of you may remember the custom copper drip tray that I made to replace the rotted one that came with the kit. And I've got all my insulation in from Detroit Muscle Technologies. DMT makes some really great products. And no, this is not an advertisement for them, but I'm just so glad that there's a manufacturer making parts for our early cars. So this worked out pretty well, and I'm happy with the products. I actually assembled this, put it all together, put this on, realized that I needed to test and install this temperature sensor first. All right, it actually bolts to this piece first, and you have to insert it through the slot there, a little hole, because it goes into the evaporator core. Now let me spin this around because this goes the other direction. Take a look around here. See that little hole there? That's where that capillary tube from that sensor switch goes. So when you're installing this, you want to make sure you're putting this in at the same time you put this in. That's kind of why it has this bracket on it. These probably were installed on this bracket at the factory. So you assembled everything, put the evaporator in, this went on, and then this went on. And then that bracket went right there with that switch on it. So let me set up something first. I'm going to show you how you test this. Okay, this is the temperature control switch right here in the schematic. And you can see it's just a pass-through coming from your primary control out to the fan. I believe that goes to the fan. I've got to double check. Control switch, pretty sure, because the controls of the fan are on the outside. All right, through the bulkhead, right. So we want to test this. So what I've done is, we just had a little snow recently, using this for the cold temperature. Simple continuity check, right? So it's in the off position. This has something to do with also when you have it on heat, you have your cables, put that to the off position. Anywhere it's like this, it's going to create continuity when the temperature rises. Right now we have it cold because we're testing it. Take this out of the snow. Give it a second here. You probably hear it click. Hold on. There, you hear it click. Perfect. And shut right off again. So you want to make sure it's doing that. This will help keep it from, it cycles everything on and off. When the temperature inside the evaporator rises, it'll kick back on, and you'll be good to go. Evaporator's back in the box. Got the capillary tube for that sensor switch in there, and you see I've got it fed in through that hole. And we're just gonna kind of push it in there a little bit. As far as it'll let me. Okay, that's good. So now from there, we're gonna put the top back on, button it all back up, and I can tell you another trick too. When it comes to putting the top pieces on, you got your gasket there. You might want to try and put that on first, because when everything else is on, getting this in is a pain. Put it in here. Just get it through. And just flip it up like that. So that when you put your top on, then this will flip right down, nice and easy. All right, got the top cover back on. Everything's good to go. We got our top plates in, our seal on here. And I was able to, with the evaporator installed, get this capillary tube shoved in quite a bit further. So now it's a matter of taking the bracket, swinging it up, and bolting it down. Now, this is screwed on ahead of time, and that's why these holes on top are bigger, so that the holes, well, so the screws fit through the holes and don't hit anything. Then you screw 2 down right in the front, and then when you get everything bolted together inside, you can adjust your capillary tube so it's out of the way. Boom. Well, there you have it, all assembled. Took a while to get it done, but I wanted to make sure I had the evaporator sent out, cleaned, tested, make sure there's no leaks, it's pressure tested. And the same thing with that temperature control switch. You definitely want to make sure you test that out before you go assembling this entire box, because the work to get it back out once it's in the car and your system's pressurized to find out that that stuff is not right, to disassemble it all then, no. You want to do this now and do it once. So there you have it. Have a nice day, folks.